Dimitri, your makeover mentor, here with another episode of the Makeover Mentor with my awesome friend and health and wellness research investigator, Robin Thompson.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, you know, Robin has been doing a lot of work behind the scenes, finding us great resources, investigating all sorts of different kinds of foods and on, and she's going to continue to do that. But today, for the first time ever on the Makeover Mentor, we're doing a cooking show.
I'm so excited.
I am excited too, because guess what we're making today?
We are making pumpkin pancakes.
You thought you couldn't eat them, and guess what? They're grain-free.
Grain-free, low carbohydrate, high fiber. They're delicious. They're actually low calorie as well. They're only about 200 calories per serving.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so we're going to just dig right in. Robin has a recipe that she has been perfecting over time, and it's one of her favorites. So if you thought you couldn't have pancakes and lose weight or be healthy, well, think again.
And I'll just say, my husband, he's not grain-free, and he loves these pancakes. So he doesn't even know that I haven't put any flour in.
So we can sneak them into our family's diet if they're not on the same plan as we are. And you don't have to be, like Robin just said, you don't have to be grain-free to enjoy these. But it's always great to move away from always eating the same things and finding some healthier alternatives now and then.
Yeah. So we're going to start with 4 eggs. And we already cracked these so that we didn't make a mess. And then we're going to whisk those up. And I can actually let Deanna do some whisking.
I can do the job.
I'm going to have her whisk. And while she's whisking, I'm going to add in a half a cup of canned pureed pumpkin. This is actually organic pureed pumpkin. There's nothing in it but pumpkin. There's no sugar, no other flavorings or seasonings.
That's okay. Somebody's delivering some awesome stuff to my front door right now. If you
Yeah.
heard that doorbell.
I heard the doorbell. So let me get
I wonder what it is.
I don't know. So here comes the pumpkin, and you gotta just keep whisking really good. And then the next ingredient I'm going to put in. I'm a really messy cook. How about you?
Yeah.
So I'm going to put in a teaspoon of vanilla. Keep mixing. A teaspoon of vanilla. Just 1 teaspoon.
And that's the pure stuff.
This is pure vanilla. And then keep whisking. I'm going to just mix this all together. I'm putting in my dry ingredients. So here I have, this is going to bind it. And this is going to be our coconut flour. So I'm first going to go ahead and mix in baking soda, and that's a 1/4 teaspoon. And all of these measurements are going to be on the website. So don't worry if you miss it. I'm putting in a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, which you just buy at the grocery store. You know, you use it, and what did I do with it? I put it away, but that's okay. And cinnamon. A teaspoon of cinnamon and a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice.
That smells so...
Yeah, it smells really good. Really fragrant.
I don't care what time of year it is. That just feels like comfort and home and awesome.
Yes. I mean, it's starting to smell really good.
Yes.
And then to bind it and make it thicker so that you could literally make the pancakes the way they are right now.
Really? It would cook up like a little crepe.
It would be more eggy.
Yes.
More eggy.
Yes.
So what we're going to do, I have a teaspoon of coconut flour. And it's pre-sifted.
How much?
It's just, I'm sorry, not a teaspoon, a tablespoon.
I wasn't sure if I heard you right.
No, it's a tablespoon.
Okay.
And some people, this is the perfect amount I have found for my recipe. I had to play with it a little bit. And some people might want a little bit more, maybe a teaspoon and a half. But this is what's going to make it not so eggy, and it's going to seem, they're going to fluff up and seem more like there's a binder in that. Okay. I'm so glad I have you to whisk.
I know. This is perfect. We didn't even plan it.
We did not plan it.
I just wanted to be part of this show because I'm so excited that we're cooking for you.
Now, we have some organic maple syrup here. We're not going to use that, but you could if you wanted to. So, because we want our batter to be a little bit
that really
sweet.
thickened up. Can you? I don't know if you can see that very well, but that really thickened up. Don't worry about the screen. It's just fine up there.
Yeah, it really does.
Cool.
So we want the batter to be a little bit sweet, but not too much. So you could use maple syrup, a tablespoon or 2 of maple syrup in there, but I like to save this to put on top. So rather than put my calories in the batter, I'm going to use this for later. So instead, you could sweeten the batter with a little bit of either liquid stevia, or I have It's called Trilithia. I don't know if you've seen this before. We've talked about it on Dana's favorites. I think I might have mentioned it. This is a great alternative sweetener, but it's all from natural ingredients. It's made from stevia, monk fruit, and trehalose. And what I like about this, the mixture, is that there's really no aftertaste.
Okay. So it's not completely calorie-free, but it's very low.
It's calorie-free.
Oh, it is calorie-free, even with the monk.
I'm going to look right now, 0 calories.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I don't have my glasses, but I think that's a 0.
It does. I'm older than her, and I can see without my glasses.
So I think, I have a teaspoon, or this is a quarter teaspoon in here, but I'm going to start. This is very, very concentrated sweetener, so I'm going to start with about an 8, so about half of one of these, and then I'm just going to sprinkle it around, just stir that in, and I usually will just taste it to see if it's sweet enough.
If you're cooking at home with your family, now if you're serving, at a restaurant, you wouldn't want to do this, but go ahead.
No, we could taste it with a spoon.
Oh, here. Yeah, let's just do
like that.
So let's see what you think.
I think it's pretty good.
Good, let me try. So you just, everybody has a little different, and she doesn't eat quite as much sweet as me. But I think it's good too.
So
Okay.
that's about 1/8 of a teaspoon. But whatever you're using at home, go ahead and,
It already tastes good.
I know, it tastes so good.
Okay.
So the batter's ready. So now all we need to do is move over to our griddle, and we're going to start frying up pancakes. So
Awesome. Can't wait to eat them. We're back, and Robin and I were making such a mess, we decided to put on our aprons before we cook.
next time we'll have to remember that.
Yeah, so what are we going to do?
Okay, so we've got a medium heat going on our, we didn't have a regular griddle. I just use a frying pan. That's fine. And I'm going to put in about a teaspoon of extra virgin coconut oil. You could use the coconut oil or the hard stuff that comes in the jar, or you could actually use the spray. They have extra virgin coconut oil in a spray, which is, nice and convenient. You don't want a lot. You want it just to coat the bottom of the pan so that it's, not going to stick.
So you want the pan pretty hot, though, so that
pretty hot. And actually, we're going to see what's going to happen here because I'm using your
Yes,
stove and not mine. And I don't know exactly the temperature, how it's going to work out. So, when you make pancakes, the first ones are not always the best.
So
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
They still taste good,
They
even
still
when they don't
taste
look good.
good. It's always the ones at the end, though, that taste great. Or they look great anyway. So I have a 1/4 cup measuring. And so this batter should give us about 8 pancakes at a 1/4 cup each. And so I'm just going to ladle those in the pan. It seems like it's pretty hot. I can hear it.
Yeah. Oh, it got
Thick.
fluffy.
It got thick
The
and
batter
fluffy.
got fluffy.
Yeah.
We'll show. You can see that. I can
You
see
see-
it. Yeah.
Mhm.
You can see how fluffy little pumpkin pancakes. I love pumpkin. It's one of my favorite flavors. It's one of the pies I actually let myself have, with a little less, like, oh, I ate the wrong thing just because it's so healthy. But I like when you don't put so much sugar and stuff in it. Oh, these look great.
So I guess I could get it. I'm going to do this batch, and then we'll do a few more. So I should get, and these came out pretty thick. So I'm going to just kind of thin that out a little, just so I have not quite so thick, and make it a little bigger.
Sitting a little longer.
We did have it sitting, and that's why it's a little thicker. But they're going to be really good.
So do you, just like with regular pancakes, I haven't made them for so long, you wait for them to bubble before you flip them?
They will not really, really bubble. I have never had them really do that bubble, but you can tell when they're ready. You'll see maybe 1 bubble or maybe 2, but it's not going to be where the whole top is covered, okay?
Got it. So you're kind of watching the edges. You can see the edges getting a little more solid.
Right.
Pancakes. Okay, give me my last one.
Okay, these were the ones that came out the prettiest.
Love it. And they
Okay.
smell so good. So now that we have this really awesome, healthy pancake, Robin, what are we going to put on them?
Well, you have options, Dana. So maple syrup, organic, 100% grade maple syrup. We're going to put some, if you want, a little bit of Kerrygold butter. That's that grass-fed butter that we've talked about.
Oh, I love it.
And then we have some fresh berries here, some blueberries or some blackberries. There's also, I really like this, it's unsweetened apple butter. It's kind of like an applesauce, but it's a little sweeter. They do put apple juice in it, and it has cinnamon and different spices, and I like this on top of it with a little butter. So
I think I'm going to go with the 100% pure maple syrup, just a teeny bit. I don't like things super sweet, but I like that good old-fashioned, syrup thing. I'm going to give these a shot. I'm going to put a couple of those awesome fresh blackberry on here. So I'll put this right here. Excuse us, we're going to serve ourselves, and then I'm going to taste and tell you what I think. This is the first time I've ever had these. And I don't eat heavy carbos at breakfast anymore for years, because when I eat this kind of a thing, and I've taught this for years, my blood sugar goes up and then it crashes. And with the exception of, maybe once a year or some Mother's Day brunch, I just don't like how I feel afterwards. So this is pretty exciting. We're kind of having this for lunch.
Because this is not going to be high carbo, so you're going to eat this, and you're not going to feel that that heavy weightiness that you do when I eat pancakes. Oh my gosh, I just feel exhausted. Like literally, for me, right away.
I agree. And you might notice, I don't know if you can see this. Let me just bring it up closer to you. There's a little piece of meat. It's Angus beef, just a little patty that we decided to add just a teeny bit of protein. More protein, because there are 4 eggs in this, so we're probably both eating
2 eggs each, and then a little bit of the protein from the beef, and then some fiber in the pumpkin and fiber in the berries.
Great texture. I love the texture. I'm all about texture. Oh, excuse me, did you see that? Let me have another bite. Oh, pumpkin. That's delicious. I love it.
I'm glad you love it.
Bon appetit.
We hope you love it too.
Yum. That was delicious, Robin. I loved it. We are so full. I think I'm not going to be hungry for dinner, because we kind of made that our brunch today. But Robin and I were talking about what we were putting on our pancakes, and both healthy options in terms of being pure and all that. But I want Robin to share a little bit about the sugar content. If you are truly on a lower carb diet for specific purposes, maybe you're insulin resistant, which so many of us are, why you might want to choose this option, which is unsweetened apple butter that Robin introduced me to, and it was delicious.
It really is.
I thought I was going to like the maple syrup more. I ended up liking this more. So let's compare them and contrast them.
Well, in comparison, says serving size is a 1/4 cup, and that's a lot of syrup. So, and I would never use a 1/4 cup, but the calories is 200 calories. It's 53 grams of carbohydrate and 53 grams of sugar. So per tablespoon, this is about 50 calories. It's about 13 grams of carb, 13 grams of sugar. Then the apple butter is 1 tablespoon, 40 calories, so a little less calories, but it's 11 grams of carbohydrate, only 7 grams of sugar. So you're talking about half the amount of sugar in this.
Yeah.
And this is actually quite sweet.
It's really nice. It spreads. The thing about syrup, and I've never eaten pancakes a lot, like I said before, because they just make my blood sugar go crazy. But the maple syrup just, it's soaked all in. This sits on top, and it just was sweeter than I expected it to be, really tasty, and a better option for most of the time. I was telling Robin, I do like the flavor of maple, so I thought maybe what I would do is take a teaspoon of the maple syrup, mix it in about a tablespoon or so of this, and just get a little bit of that maple flavoring without all that sugar. So again, a healthy sugar, but you don't want too much. The other thing we're talking about, because it made quite a few pancakes, and I ate more than I normally would, but they were so low, 200 calories, plus the little bit we put on it, and the berries were awesome too. But you're going to cook, like these special recipes, and maybe on a Sunday you're making it for your whole family. Well, do a double batch, because Robin was saying that they're great even after you put them in the freezer.
Right. You can either refrigerate them. If I made that same batch and I was by myself, I would eat half of them and put the other half in the refrigerator, maybe have it a couple days later. Or I would make a double batch and I would freeze them.
Yeah.
Because you could literally take them, and I would individually probably package them, maybe 4 pancakes per serving, put them in the freezer. You could put them in the toaster oven in the morning, or just stick them right back on the skillet if you wanted to. But that's an easy breakfast. Make it Sunday morning.
Mhm.
The pancakes are easy to make. The whole recipe was so simple. But maybe that you don't want to mess up your kitchen every morning before work, so you have them already made for you.
Well, I love that. And the other thing we'll probably bring to you another time is she was sharing some of her savory pancake recipes for pancakes with zucchini and no pumpkin
No.
that you can have with a little teeny bit of cheese on top. So that might be a recipe we'll do next
We'll
time.
do it another time.
Well, I hope you enjoyed our debut cooking show.
Great
God
to
bless.
see you. God bless.